Hi everyone, it's Don, and I hope you're having a fantastic week. Well, the Alaskan government is at it again. So a little while ago, I reported that the governor of Alaska, Dunleavy, is cutting the Ocean Rangers program, even though it was voted in by the Alaskan people in a referendum. They wanted this system in place to protect the environment. It does not cost a single thing to taxpayers in Alaska, as the money comes from the cruise ships themselves. They actually have to fund this program in order to sail to Alaska. So there's no financial burden on the Alaskan taxpayers at all. And for some reason, Dunleavy has a focus in his head that he has to end this program. And you cannot for the life of me figure out the logical reason why, unless he's looking for something in the future as a thank you from the cruise lines. Because if it doesn't save you tax money and it doesn't help protect the environment better, then, and you don't have to pay for it, why do you have to end it? There's absolutely no reasoning behind it. So a few weeks ago, he vetoed the budget for the Ocean Rangers, a mere $3.4 million. And once again, like I said, this is funded by the cruise lines, not by taxpayers. So $3.4 million. He vetoed it. Problem is, because of the way that program came into fruition, that money can't be used for anything else. It is strictly for the Ocean Rangers program. And they're still going to collect the money. So that $3.4 million, if they don't use it, just sits in a fund someplace. They're not allowed to touch that money. By law, they're not allowed to touch that money. So, okay, great. We're going to have some money in the bank we're not allowed to touch. Sounds what? What kind of logic is that? And it's not going to do any good. It's just going to sit there in your account doing nothing. All right. But luckily, this had to go to the legislature for approval. And the legislature overwhelmingly overturned the veto, returning funding back to the Ocean Rangers program. Sounds great. All right, things are over. This should be the end of it. It should drop from here on in. Nope, that's not the way governments work. And that's not the way how... I don't even know what party he's from, but like, to me, it's like a kid with his, baseball bat is losing at baseball, and he decides to take his ball and bat and go home and leave everybody stranded. It just seems like a spoiled little boy, because he's not giving up on this. No siree. Because unfortunately, the head of the program of the Ocean Rangers, Ed White, is just handed in his resignation last week. And when people ask why, people ask for an explanation, or, why are you moving on to other things? Are you just retired? He just refused to answer, almost as if he was pressured into leaving his post. And now he's leaving the post. Now that that post is vacant, the Dunleavy administration is coming out and saying, you know what, since that's not there, why don't we divide that program up now into the air division and the water division of the Environmental Commission, and they can do the monitoring of the cruise ships instead of the cruise rangers. So we're not going to do the cruise rangers, even though you said, the legislature said, no, keep the funding there and everything. We're not going to give them the money next year. We're going to see if we can come up with a new idea, our idea that's better off and everything. So meanwhile, there's going to be nobody out there monitoring cruise ships. And the proponents of the Ocean Ranger system say it's largely the reason Alaska has stayed so pristine since 2006, because of having on-board, monitors, people out there actually looking and catching cruise lines trying to get away with things. Carnival was caught dumping gray water in Glacier Bay, caught by an Ocean Ranger, not by anything else. he was on board when that happened. So this is one of the reasons that part of the world has maintained such a pristine look, and that's why we go to Alaska. We don't go to Alaska for the over-touristy looking area. We go for the nature and the scenery and how clean it is and beautiful and the fresh air. That's why we go to Alaska. So now they're taking the monitors off, and he says, we're thinking we should come up with some kind of automated monitoring system. What? An automated, what? You're going to put a sensor on a ship that says, it has this much CO2 emissions today. That's not going to stop gray water dumping. That's not going to stop polluting. That's not going to stop anybody from throwing things overboard. It's not going to stop a lot of things. It's not. It's stupid. It's absolutely stupid. But for some reason they have it in their head that they're going to do this. And it just seems awful coincidental. They veto the money. The legislature turns it down. All the citizens of Alaska still want the Oceans Rangers system in place. And then they're going to go ahead and all of a sudden the head of the Ocean Rangers division retires, doesn't say why, quits his post, won't tell anybody, declines all interviews right after the legislature said, hey, no, you have to keep funding it. And now they can say, well, there's nobody to run it now. There's nobody there running it. So we're just going to divide it up a little bit. And so, yeah, there's still not going to be an Ocean Rangers out there. It just sounds like government interference. And it really does sound corrupt. And like I said, I don't even know. I'm Canadian. I don't know what government he's part of. I don't know if he's Democrat or I don't know. But why? Why such a pig-headed focus on this little minuscule portion of the Alaskan budget? Why would a government get so involved in a program that doesn't affect taxpayers, doesn't affect government, doesn't affect anything? Why? Because I bet you down the road Dunleavy is paid off somewhere. That's my opinion. That's not a fact or anything like that, but I'm guessing down the road this is coming somewhere. Because otherwise, I can see no logical reason that this is going on. Taxpayers say they want the program. Doesn't cost taxpayers any money. It's vetoed by the legislature saying, no, you have to keep it going. And they're still sticking to their guns saying, I have a better idea. We're going to automate it. Oh, how are you going to automate it? Well, automation. No, but how are you going to automate it? How are you going to stop them from dumping gray water in there? Oh, well, there's a way. We don't have to be on the ships to be able to report this. We can do this. How? How? Because not once have they ever said how. Ever. Not once. Ever. And when you hear that and you see that and you hear the way that they're double talking like a typical politician, you just have to look at them and say, you're lying, you're trying to scam us, and you're trying to get away with something. And we really shouldn't let this happen. There's even now petitions out there to have him removed from office because of the decisions he's making out there that just seem to make absolute no sense. And like I said, I don't care what political branch you belong to. Wrong is wrong. I hope you like this update. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more tips, more tricks, more travel vlogs from around the world, hit that subscribe button. Until next time, have yourself a safe and a great vacation.